Kagemono the Shadow Folk, like many of the animations on Scribble Kibble, is a college project. This one is by Sabrina Catugno, which, after she made this, she went on to do character design for Wander Over Yonder, storyboarding on Gravity Falls, and currently storyboarding Star vs. the Forces of Evil. She also has a comic called The Glass Scientists. The whole premise of Kagemono is that something that appears cute and innocent is not. Sabrina says she likes the idea of making cute and innocent dark, so this is why the little mouse turns out to be a soul-sucking, color-killing little terror. The animation started with the idea of a fox trying to catch a mouse, and then the mouse is 2D. The rest of the story is built around that scene. For such a simple animation, it's quite full of neat character design. A little kiwi bird that's like a pear on a stick, mini possums, long-tailed candle owl, bear deer, buzzing fuzzies. Each creature is simple shapes with only 2 or 3 colors, but that is all you need to invent an appealing design. Even the fox has a unique element to it. Its tail is a circle. Notice that the fox is the only animal with eyebrows. The eyebrows are important in this design because first, this is the main character that we see the most of, and the eyebrows are useful tools for showing emotion. And second, the eyebrows break up the monotony of a pure orange forehead. They balance out the large patches of white on the inside of the ears. The most complex design is obviously the shadow fox. Skeletons are difficult to deal with because you have to draw the lines for all of the bones. Sabrina simplified the design by using curves and basic shapes, then adding the lines. This way, when she animates the shadow fox, she doesn't have to think about 43 individual bones, only key structures like the main body curve, the head, the chest, and then draw the lines in afterwards. Kagemono uses a more organic style of animation with rougher lines and watercolor backgrounds. You can achieve this type of line quality in Toon Boom or in TV Paint. It looks more like a pencil than a digital drawing. The backgrounds and characters have a gritty, paper-like look to them. The base animation is all smooth digital, but Sabrina made it look like paper by putting a faint texture on top of the entire video. The texture settings make it impossible to see on light colors, but it shows well on mid-range values like the oranges and the browns. You can tell the texture isn't a part of the art whenever the camera moves, because the texture itself doesn't move. Normally, if an animator did this, you would notice, but because the bumpiness doesn't show on whites, the effect of the texture is very subtle. It looks like this, not this. Something different I noticed in this cartoon is that there's no hard style rule on what happens when a character isn't moving. In most cases in Kagemono, when a character is in a still pose, it freezes. But there are a few instances where the character is standing there and we see multiple drawings of the same static pose. Shadow Fox is a good example, but it's not always animated that way. Sometimes when Shadow Fox isn't moving, it's just a still image. Same thing with the mouse. Sometimes it's drawn over 3 or 4 times, and sometimes it's still. As far as I've seen, if an artist decides they want that wobbly line effect, they do the entire animation in that style. And now I'm wondering if there are other animations where sometimes it's still and sometimes wobbly, and I just wasn't paying attention.